It's a lazy day in Port Campbell today, and even though we're being stared at by seagulls, we're not chucking them chips. The day's a little bit grey, but it's still in the low 20 degrees Celsius. Port Campbell's on the middle of the Great Ocean Road, and the 12 Apostles is one of the big international tourist destinations. For me, yeah, it's alright, but it's not anything that spectacular. We're on the south coast of Victoria, and if you look straight out, you can just see Antarctica. In these COVID times, the tourism is way down, which is really nice because it's not particularly busy. The last time we were here, it was wall-to-wall tourists, and I couldn't wait to get away from the place. The Great Ocean Road used to be famous for being a motorcycle road, but these days it's very slow, very regulated, and even with the tourist reduction, still very heavily trafficked. Port Campbell was a nice place to visit, but now it's time to move on. So we're moving away from the coast again and going inland into Victoria. And today's destination is Halls Gap in the Grampian Mountains. There's still more wide open spaces here as we head inland, and pretty much flat until we hit the Grampian Mountains. But there's the odd thing to stop at, and so we stopped at this random lake that I can't remember the name of, just for a bit of a break. Breaks up the journey, but now it's time to head off again. Because we only do about 300 kilometres a day, there's plenty of time for us to randomly stop wherever there might be interest, like this little town here. I love the old pubs, and the trees are full of blossom and bees. Sadly, many of the railway stations in these towns are now closed down, but it's still used for wheat silos. Further up the road, we stopped to put the drone up, and a farmer stopped just to make sure we're okay. It's nice to see that sort of thing still exists. We're heading into the outskirts of the Grampians now, and the trees are getting bigger and the roads are getting narrower. And it seems like in no time we've reached our destination. We're staying in a caravan park in a cabin again, and we're staying for 3 nights this time. Pure relaxation. The cabin's supposed to be a budget option, so let's have a look and see what it's like. Well, looks alright so far. It's got its own little veranda and lounge room, kitchen, servant, bed and bathroom. What more could one want? Relaxing at a luxury villa, having lunch, looking out at the view, pure luxury. Well, I'm not alone for very long. The local residents are here to get their handouts. You can buy proper parrot seed at the office, and the sulphur-crested cockatoos are very happy to eat the seed right out of your hand. And even though they've got beaks like bolt cutters, they're really quite gentle. But the park's not only got parrots, it's got emus and ducks, just wandering around on the edge of the campground. And the odd kookaburra. And currawong that came down for a few things to eat as well before the cockatoos chased him away. Cockatoos are big bullies, and this crimson rosella didn't stay for very long either. As you can see, they don't come in their ones and twos. Once they realise there's food, everyone's here for a handout. We didn't just sit around all day, we went for walkies as well. This little waterfall is remarkable in that all of that water just disappears straight into the rocks. As you can see, the actual creek is dry. Mackenzie Falls are worth a visit, but it's a bit of a walk. Down's not so bad. Coming up, not so great. One thing I love about almost all of the places we've visited on this trip is that there's hardly anyone else around. There was no one here at this reservoir. Pure serenity. Well, that was a beaut place to stay, but it's time to hit the road again. We're leaving Halls Gap today and heading to Echuca. Echuca's on the Murray River, which is the boundary between Victoria and New South Wales. It's interesting the random things you find on the road. This is tonight's destination. A budget motel. And yes, it does look quite budget, but it's good enough for us. Echuca's quite a touristy town, so let's go have a bit of a look around. There's some serious amounts of timber in this wharf. Of course, we can't do all this walking around without having a little snack. And what a beautiful burger it was too. Full of yummy goodness. On the road again, and we're heading further east. Today we're heading from Echuca, basically following the Murray River, to a little place called Lake Hume. And there's a lot more straight open road, but I don't mind that. It's very relaxing. And there are still places to stop and have a bit of a look. This is on the Murray River as well. Crossing over the Murray now and back into New South Wales, and we've almost reached our destination for the night. Yet another place with hardly anyone here. And this is us for the night. Looks like pure luxury again. Ooh, a king-size bed too. Lake Hume is on the Murray River. Leaving Lake Hume today, and we're heading to Goulburn. Goulburn's on the main Hume Highway, and from there to home it's just highway riding all the way, so that won't be videoed. But we've still got some adventuring to do today. We've still got some twisty mountain road and a bit of gravel to go before we get back to the boring highway. Unfortunately, we're heading almost directly east, and so the sun's in our eyes for a lot of the way. But it's a magic morning, and it's a great day to be alive. And who wouldn't want to be out with their best buddy, riding their bikes on this sort of stuff? Ooh, Tumbarumba Bakery. Gotta stop here.
Meat and veg, yep.
That was good. That'll give me just enough energy to keep going. After Tumut, we followed the wee Jasper Road. It's got some nice twisty roads, bitumised, for a little way, and then we hit the gravel. The gravel's sort of not too bad to start with, and then sort of deteriorates before we get to wee Jasper. As mentioned in the previous episode, we're just riding road bikes, but to cut out the small gravel sections of the roads in Australia is to cut out huge sections of really nice road. A lot of it's bitumen, but if you avoid it just for the few kilometres of gravel, you're really missing out. And if you take it slowly and steadily, there's really no problem riding this sort of road. It's here that the gravel gets a little bit ordinary. But let's face it, if a couple of old people can ride it, surely anyone can. As we come out of the forest, we get some really good views, and the rough road is worth it. If we were proper adventure riders, this is how we'd ride the road. Wee Jasper's a tiny little place. There's no services here, but there is a free camp next to the river, which looks really nice if you've got a caravan. Or if you were camping with the bikes, of course. It's all bitumen from Wee Jasper up to Yass, and the road is fantastic. Just curve after curve. But sadly for us, the adventure is almost over. Once we hit Yass, it'll be highway all the way home, so no video. So this has been a fantastic trip. We've done 3,800 kilometres over 16 days and had a really good time.